What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 6 different mining stocks today. We're going to talk about Wolf for Unlawful Law, Cleanspark, Marathon, and IREN for Cow, Riot, and BTBT for Flower Child. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Let's get going. So I'm looking at the monthly chart here, which I don't normally do with these ones, but looking from the, I've done it before, but I just don't normally do it. We normally do the short-term stuff, but I think it is kind of interesting. This is a very positive-looking monthly RSI, right? The last cycle that we had, right, back here in 2020 to 2021 there, you had about the same overall increase as you've seen this cycle so far, right? Oops, that's not what I meant to do. I wanted the white line. Give me the white line. Why won't you give me the white line? Come on, you know what? We're just going to delete the fib and say screw it. I'll just draw it back on there. But literally about the same from low to high. It's taken a little bit more time, just a little bit more, but pretty comparable nonetheless, right? You can see what I'm going for. And we haven't even gotten over bot yet. So I do expect we're going to see we've yet to see the full strength of Wolf come in for this cycle. There are targets for 146 to 272, maybe even 670. I don't know about that, but I do believe that it's completely possible to see new all-time highs in the area of 145 or higher, honestly, by the end of the cycle. Sometime next year, maybe about this time next year, actually, if not a little later. Mining stocks, this one actually topped off at the same time as Bitcoin, so that could be in correspondence with the markets, just something to think about. But all this volume too, man, just how bullish the monthly RSI looks. I really like the way that it's interacting with this fib retracement scale here. Rejecting the 382 time and time again, consolidating below it, and then finally you broke above it and found very significant support. This month you came all the way down right to the 382, you tipped it, and you're having a phenomenal finish for this month. That is a bullish hammer and a half right there, man. On a weekly basis, your RSI looks phenomenal. It's killer. It really is. It's really good. One of the better looking weekly RSIs that you'll find, actually. And that reaction there really screams that you're going to go to $8.16, $11.21 soon. And when I say soon, I don't mean by the end of this year. I mean potentially by the end of September, that you could be above $10. You could be at least above $8. I really would expect that by the end of September you're going there. It looks really good, you guys. This is the week that Wolf needed. The past 3 weeks really is what we wanted to see. Just phenomenal. Really good stuff. Looking at the daily here, couldn't even get oversold. Tipped it, but you have no problem being overbought, right? You've had a problem being oversold basically all year and even into the late part of last year, but you have no problem being overbought, right? So I'm just excited to see what's coming for the rest of the year, right? If this is what we have mapped out for the coming month, maybe 2 months, right, at the most, I'm curious to see genuinely. I know it sounds crazy, man, but genuinely Wolf could be above $25. It could even be at new all-time highs by the end of this year. And I don't know if I'm expecting it to be at new all-time highs personally by the end of the year, by the end of the cycle certainly, but it is looking really good right now. And at any rate, the next stop for Wolf would absolutely be here, right? It's respecting these fibs pretty well. I would expect you find turbulence here, and you probably do consolidate for a little bit, right? It looks like you like to consolidate sometimes a little bit longer. I don't expect it to be that long, sometimes a little bit shorter, maybe not that short. So perhaps you move up here, you consolidate for a couple months, come back down to that 0.5, or maybe let me just delete these circles here. Maybe you come back down to these previous highs, right? Something like that. Get a chance to buy back in, and then going into the end of the year, we can see these prices at $17, $25, something like that. And it could do something crazy where it just tears through this level, and then potentially we are at new all-time highs by the end of the year. But long story short, this is looking really good. I would expect over the coming weeks, over the coming month or so, $8, $11, around that area. That's where you're going for Wolf. So that's that. Really good look for Wolf, man. Cleanspark, just being boring as ever, right? It was boring for a very long time and dropped off a cliff, and now it's chilling, right? It's not having as phenomenal of a prior 3 weeks as Wolf has had, but still finding support in decent areas, I think. If we look at this low to high here, you are at your 61869 area, finding support there, having a positive reaction out of that. You are on your weekly RSI, the lowest that you've seen, but to be completely fair, you do have lower lows in your RSI while having higher lows in your price, so I'm not worried about that at all. Overall, you're still in an uptrend. I do believe that this was the low, and I do believe that we're going to go higher. Cleanspark itself is on its way probably in my opinion, on its way up to $32 to $45, somewhere in that zone, and I am in favor of that $45 zone personally. Each time, like throughout this whole bull run that it's had, I mean, it's just hit its 1618 every single time. If you take this high to low here, oh, come on now, high to low here, you went above your 1618 here, went all the way up to your 200 level, high to low here, literally tipping its 1618 right there, right? And then if we do the next one, it did the same thing at the 1618. So at least the 1618 has been hit every single time. 1618 there. I would expect, or at least consider it to be a possibility, right? I would say I expect $32 to $37 in the bag, but $45 and beyond are completely possible targets. Maybe you go higher, man. I don't know. It's hard to say. Let me look at this real quick. Hold on. Real quick. Let's go back out to the monthly. Doing some longer term stuff here. High to low. I would like to see this month over the next 8 days. The goal for Cleanspark is to close above 1256. It's okay that we wicked below it, but I'd like to close above it. And if so, I don't know, man. Maybe we don't stop at that $40 zone. Maybe we are moving up higher. Like it's hard to say, right? Like we might not take a break as we took a break here. We might not take a break until we see prices above $50 even, maybe even $85, right? We have seen those 1886, 2272 areas come into play. Maybe not 2272 is the 200 level, but still something in between this 100 and 1272 zone. Certainly by the end of this next move up, which could be over the next couple months, but hard to say. I do expect Cleanspark will perform phenomenally. I've got some call options open for the end of the year on this thing to reach, I think, $30 or $35. I can't remember. I think it's $30, but for the last week of the year. And anyways, let's get going here. So Cleanspark Marathon. Let's see. Actually, I want to look at the daily real quick. Yeah, the daily looks fine. I mean, it's definitely not the best looking RSI right now, but it's not bad either. Relatively neutral price action. Marathon. I want to move on to Marathon here. Yeah, I think you look like you want to move up to $15 to $16 probably over the coming weeks. Certainly by September, or maybe not by September, but if not by the end of this month, sometime within the first 2 weeks of September is what I would think. Marathon, but timing's not always the easiest to guess. Marathon, looking here like it's rejecting off its 50 area, and that's okay. Not such a harsh rejection today, but not the kind of price action that you like to see. As of right now, you are holding this nice kind of like higher low trend up. I do believe Marathon itself has also found its low. It's in this consolidation phase as well that it's been in since December. And I think all in all, you're probably playing off of this fib here. Rejecting the 618 a few times, holding this 50. I think Marathon is probably on its way. On its next move, it would see something that's up to $41 to $56, and that I would expect by the end of the year that you're in this zone somewhere. As far as the short-term stuff goes, on the daily, it looks like you might come down just a little bit, and that's fine. Just a little bit. When I say just a little bit, I really do mean just a little bit. Like, at the lowest, I don't even think you're going to go to 16 bucks, man. You might hold that 1650, 1670 area. I don't think that you'd go too much lower. You might even just have a green day tomorrow. I actually want to see what the 3 hour looks like. I think you are. I think you are going to have a green day tomorrow. Time will tell, right? Tomorrow's Friday. Yeah. So that's that. Looking good on Marathon. And I do expect Marathon will see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle as well. IREN. Okay, fine. I can hear you guys asking, where are those going to be? I might as well just do it for all of them, right? I just thought Wolf looked really good. That's why I wanted to kind of do a more in-depth analysis on that one. I don't need a line. Let's see here. High to low. 204 is the minimum target. 325, 637. I know it sounds crazy, man, but I really could see Marathon getting up to these higher levels. It is the behemoth in the crypto mining industry. BlackRock has a heavy hand in it as well. I could see it doing really well, really well. And it depends. Same thing kind of going for it as Wolf. It's very bullish looking RSI. It hasn't even gotten its overbought zone yet. When you did get in your overbought zone last time, you saw fireworks, man. You were flying in a very short amount of time. So, and we've got a lot of cycle left. So I really do believe that multi-$100 prices by the end of the cycle are in the bag for Marathon. And I love talking about Marathon because it is the biggest market cap crypto mining stock, at least that I know of, that is available for public trading, right? And I believe that it actually has a chance to be the top dog, the top performer percentage-wise in overall growth as well, which is crazy, right? It's crazy that it has the highest market cap and it genuinely has a chance. Not even a chance, like it's got a solid probability of being the max gainer from overall low to overall high. You know, there's some other ones that do as well. There's a lot in the running, but the fact that it's the highest market cap one and it could see the most productive bull cycle, I think that's just insane, man. Because it's like saying the safest bet and the best paying off bet at the same time. I don't know. It's definitely one that I feel like nobody should overlook. A lot of people do overlook it because it is the highest market cap one. People like to get into low cap stocks or cryptos because it provides more gains. But this is one of those rare circumstances where it's one and the same here. I really do like Marathon a lot as far as potential goes. Iris, IREN Energy, IREN. Looking at it here, I don't know if I like that top to bottom. I mean, we can take it. It is the all-time high to the all-time low technically. If we're closing above 794, I like that. We're there now. I think that we will. I want to look at the weekly. It's a little bit of a newer chart. Weekly RSI also looks phenomenal for IREN, right? Not even getting oversold. Not even getting anywhere near there. Higher lows, you're definitely in an established uptrend. Getting overbought, no problem. Getting deep into the overbought zone, no problem. I'm very confident, quite confident, that this was a low as well for IREN. Tipping that 618 right there, man. Perfect. Tipping it right there and having a beautiful reaction afterwards. Yeah, man, I really do like this a lot. I think it is going to see its next phase up, which from here, it's at $8.10. Its next move up, it's probably going to be somewhere between $20, $28. Yeah, like literally to its all-time highs. That's where its 1618 golden extension is right there. So $20, $30, somewhere in that zone. That's its next move up. I think over the next month we could expect to see prices around $11 to $14, something like that. You're at 810 now. IREN. I do want to look at the daily RSI. Rejecting the fits, but I'm not worried about it. It's fine. You're above the 123 moving average, hitting your 382. Pretty common maneuver to do. You could with this go back to your 236 first. Maybe you do go back to 756, $7.56. Maybe. You don't have to, but you could. It's totally normal to go from your 382 to your 236 and then up. So don't be too sad if you drop about like 60 cents from here. Anyways, that's IREN, and it might not. It really could just recover really immediately. The 3 hour does look pretty bullish. I really could see it going down to that 756 area before it goes up, but that's okay, right? And that IREN has kind of been, I feel like, leading the mining stocks lately, honestly. Maybe Wolf is taking the reins right now. It's definitely having its time in the sun. But this could spell that, you know, Cleanspark, Marathon, Riot, most mining stocks might not move up until IREN starts to move up as well. And I don't know if it is leading the markets, or the mining stock markets. But if it's going down, I would just assume that maybe the other ones aren't ready to go up yet. But they all kind of do move together and in their own. They move on their own as well. You know, it just depends, I guess. Riot, RIOT. Mainly like Riot, Marathon, and Cleanspark do move together. Looking at the monthly on Riot here. Not a big fan of the monthly RSI, but it's pretty neutral, as is the price action, so that's okay. Definitely in a consolidation phase right now. From high to low, holding that 236 area is fine. I do think it has a lot of potential to grow as well. This is one that I think is actually a sleeper. I really do think it's a sleeper because this is another one that was a top performer last cycle. It's one of the higher market cap mining stocks. So I think people overlook it, and it has been very boring for a little while, but I think you are about to see it move by the end of the year. That would take you up to $23.58, $29.65, somewhere in that zone, and beyond as the cycle continues. You know, so definitely expecting big things over the coming months for Riot. Weekly RSI is very neutral, to be expected with the price action, right? I'm not worried about it at all. I think it's at the low point of this consolidation phase, and it's going to move up. Daily RSI. Looking a little bit less productive, a little bit weaker than the other ones. But that does fall in line with kind of what I was just saying about IREN, that maybe, you know, this one could come down as well. You know, you're at your 382. 618. I mean, you could come down a little bit. Maybe you do come down to 791. I want to look at the relative fibs here. Let's see. Like the really relative fibs. I don't know. You don't have to go lower, but yeah, that 790, 780 area, that could be where you go down before moving up. But nonetheless, I do expect you're going to move up, especially by the end of the year. I think it's going to have a nice bit of growth. It might be one of the top performers as far as growth goes in the crypto mining stocks from here until the end of the year, and maybe even to the end of the cycle, honestly. But it's hard to say. BTBT. BTBT here for Flower Child. Having a great week. Wow, good job. A great past few weeks as well. Nice to see, man. Some of these other ones. I wonder what's Bitfarms doing, just for funsies here. Not really doing much. It's had a decent, it's doing better than Cleanspark, Marathon, and Riot are. Some of these lower cap ones are doing well over the past 3 weeks. Still in your consolidation phase, looking like you want to move up. I like that bounce off the 50 on your weekly RSI. If we're looking at the relative high to low here, you've torn through that 618. You're looking like you want to make your move up to 520 to 650 really soon. And honestly, with that look in mind, I think if we take the high to low on this overall range, $7 to $10 could be coming at you very soon. Sooner than you think. You're above your 618 now. If you close here in the next day to close the week or higher, then I would say by the end of September, if not by the end of October, sometime in the next 2 months, you will see prices at 710 to 1038, potentially even higher than that. And then by the end of the year, who knows? Like it could be a lot higher than that as well. But this is a really good looking weekly RSI as well. I like the daily RSI. Very good, very strong. Nice little bit of volume here. Yes, good job. All right. High to low. We already had that. I just think you're going higher, man. This thing wants to break out of this consolidation phase very soon. Yeah. I want to look at this real quick, this longer term fib, high to low. That's nice, man. Yeah, and that lines up with what I was kind of just saying about this relative fib, but I want to see what this one does, the consolidation range. Yeah, 61869. You did tear through it the first time and went up to your 786 area, so I mean, maybe you do. You've got that 1886 fib up here as well at $14. Maybe that's a nice target for the end of the year. $14 to $21, something like that. That could be. Certainly by the end of the cycle, I would expect that it does see new all-time highs as well, but time will tell. I like the volume, right? You can see that volume is building as you're progressing through this consolidation phase, actually, as you're moving higher too, which is nice, right? Moving higher through this last little part here. If you can get some more volume to come in when you break out, that would be confirmation that you are indeed moving higher throughout this fib range, and you would likely see by the end of the year, I would think $13 to $20.61, something like that. But over the coming months, maybe $6.81 to $9.17, something like that. Over the next couple months or so, month to 2 months, something like that. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. Oh no, I'm sorry. We got one more. MIGI for El Nero. Ho ho, bro. I'm sorry, I didn't include that in the beginning, but no. That is from a different day. My daughter spilled bubbles. She spilled bubbles. This thing was full all over this, so I've got things blurred compared to what it normally is. So that is the end of it. I'm not going to talk El Nero. I already talked about MIGI for you in one of my prior videos, probably like a week or so ago. That is the end of the video. So with that, I leave you guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. Take care. Bye. I don't know what's going on, why it won't let me. There we go.